What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl, and I'm here to give you an update on Alexus Nelson. Let's go ahead and get into it. The mother of a 5-year-old whose charred remains were found in an Aurora home last May was sentenced Wednesday in County District Court to 84 years in prison. Alexus Nelson, who was 28 years old, pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, tampering with a dead body, and attempting to influence a public servant, all felony charges, in the death of her daughter, Maha Li Hobbs, during a disposition hearing on June 12th. The plea deal dropped additional felony charges of first-degree murder and child abuse resulting in death. Now, the County District Court Judge Joseph Whitfield sentenced Nelson to 48 years in prison for second-degree murder, 24 years for tampering with her child's remains, and 12 years for attempting to influence a public servant. The sentence will run consecutively for a total of 84 years in the Department of Corrections. Hobbs, then a 5-year-old girl from Aurora, was reported missing on May 31st, 2023, as police searched for her and her mother. 2 days later, Alexus Nelson was arrested after detectives found the child's charred remains in a plastic bag hidden in a utility closet at Nelson's home, according to the arrest affidavit. Now, based on the state of the remains as well as fragments found in the fireplace, it is apparent that Alexus attempted to destroy the remains by burning them. During the disposition hearing, Nelson's lawyer pointed towards the mother's significant childhood trauma as a factor in Hobbs' death. Nelson had the irrational fear that anybody else caring for, interacting with, or helping Maha Li was more dangerous and traumatizing in a lifelong way than Maha Li being home alone for extended periods of time, the defense said. That belief so tragically led to the opposite of what Nelson thought she was achieving. It led to death of Maha Li. Aurora police were first alerted to the case when the 5-year-old's grandmother asked officers to conduct a welfare check, mentioning that Nelson had talked of rehoming her child. When officers conducted a welfare check on May 30th, 2023, Nelson told them she had given up Hobbs for an adoption, which we know she lied. When police were unable to find records of the adoption, they placed the mother under arrest. Now, the police obtained a search warrant for Nelson's phone, which they seized as evidence and found records showing 2 Google searches on May 2nd. Can you overdose from melatonin? And can you overdose from Xanax? According to the affidavit. Hobbs' father told police he hadn't seen his daughter in about 2.5 years because Nelson had cut off all contact. I hope she get the help she needs, he said in Wednesday's court hearing. The father said Nelson had always been attentive and caring to their daughter, but stopped acting that way out of the blue. Both the prosecution and defense said Wednesday that no official cause of death could be determined for Hobbs because of the condition the body was found in. So I just want to go back and point out what the father said. He said, I hope she gets the help that she needs, right, in the court hearing on Wednesday. He also said that Alexus Nelson has always been attentive and caring to their daughter, but stopped acting that way out of the blue. So I'm wondering what happened. Why would she do this to her daughter? You know, what made her turn to this dark side? You know, that went so far as to murder her daughter and then burn her remains. So what really happened? Why did she, just become this way out of the blue? And at the time, the little girl was 5 years old. Oh, well, that is something horrible for a child to even go through. Like, you're supposed to be safe with your parents. You know what I'm saying? And lately, it just seems like these children are being harmed by their own parents more than ever. If it's not the mother, it's the father. If it's not the father, it's someone close, like an uncle or an aunt or a grandmother. It's a lot of this stuff is happening a lot, and it's horrible. And I did talk about this when it came out in the news last year, so you could go back to those videos. You really don't have to, because I explained everything in this video here, but I'm glad to know that she was sentenced, and she's sentenced to 84 years in prison. She's 28 now. So she's going to be in there for the rest of her life, and she's going to die. She's going to die in jail. Well, prison. But anyway, I just want to come through and give you an update on this, and I will talk to you guys later.